Hey everyone, my name is Bogdan and welcome to Acura Addicted channel, helping you to navigate in the world of automotive repairs, maintenance and reviews. I'm back with the 5th episode of the 2nd season of the Make Acura Great Again project. In this episode, I'm going to show you how to change automatic transmission fluid. As always, the Russian version link is in the description. Let's roll! When you observe the code 3 on your maintenance minder screen, it means automatic transmission and transfer case fluids need to be replaced. I'm gonna take care of the ATF today, and as for the transfer case, that'll be covered in the next episode. Now, contrary to popular belief, the manufacturer requires partial ATF replacement in the service manual. Note that Acura previously used ATF Z1, but that's been replaced by a DW1 a while ago. I do not recommend using any fluid other than the original one, and it's not expensive anyway. Also note that despite service manual says you only need 3 quarts or 2.8 liters of the fluid, you should add whatever amount you drain, which in my case was about a gallon, so 4 quarts or 3.78 liters. I've verified that through measuring the amount of the drained fluid. This is in line with the official ATF Change service I had before at Acura dealership. I live in Canada. We're using metric system, therefore Acura sells 1-liter bottles of this fluid, so that's what I'll be using. Here's what you need to be able to complete this. 4 quarts or 4 liters of ATF DW1. New draining and filler bolt sealing washers, part numbers in the description. A 3/8 inch ratchet, a 1/2 inch ratchet, a 1/2 inch extension for reaching that ATF filler bolt, a flat screwdriver, 17mm socket for the filler bolt, 10mm socket or wrench for the transmission plastic cover bolts, an oil drain tub, funnel, long neck preferred, lots of shop towels. For convenience, you might also need or just want to use a 1/2 inch breaker bar to break the filler and drain bolts loose, a 1/2 inch to 3/8 inch adapter, torque wrench if you want to properly torque your fasteners, ramps to raise your vehicle enough to gain easy access to the ATF drain, wheel chocks, a creeper. Alright, let's get to it. Here's how you get your vehicle on ramps. It's great to have someone help you on the outside, but I find it works just fine by myself. Don't forget to block the rear wheels for safety. You can absolutely do this without ramps, but I use them for easier access and filming. Start by warming up your engine. From cold start, the radiator fan comes on once, and shut it off. I recommend trying to remove the filler bolt first to make sure you will be able to add the new ATF after draining the old one. Here's the bolt. Use 17mm socket and 1/2 inch extension with either a ratchet or a breaker bar. Once you break it loose, just leave it in to avoid allowing dust and particles fall into transmission while you're taking other steps before refilling it. Now let's remove the transmission plastic cover. There are 3 plastic clips. Here, here, and here. And I'm using a flat screwdriver. Be careful not to damage them, or better yet, make sure you have spare ones just in case. There are also 3 10mm bolts. 1, 2, and 3. Here's the transmission drain. Position an oil drain tub under it at an angle that will allow to accommodate for the fluid pouring at a higher pressure at first. We all know what happened during the motor oil change. You need a 3/8 inch ratchet without any socket to remove it. I'm using a 1/2-inch ratchet with a 3/8 adapter for better leverage. Got it. I have a smaller drain tub, so to avoid splashes and spills, I'm lifting it up closer to the drain. Remove the drain bolt. While the fluid is draining, clean the magnet at the end of the bolt that gathers metal shavings from the transmission and prevents particle recirculating it. Now that the fluid is out, put the bolt back. Don't forget to use a new sealing washer. Torque it down to 36 pound-feet or 49 Newton-meters. Done. Clean up the excess of the fluid off the surface. Now here's a little experiment to verify the actual amount of the drained fluid. I'm emptying the fluid from the drain tub into a standard 1-gallon or 3.78 liters container. As you can see, it's full. Here's the volume. Time to remove the filler bolt and insert the long neck funnel. Since I had some trouble inserting it the way it will allow me to film properly, I removed some things in the way: the MAP sensor connector and the breather pipe. Again, you don't have to do that. It's only for the purpose of a better angle for my video. And the funnel's in. Now simply pour the new ATF into the funnel. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Since these are 1-liter bottles, I left out some fluid in the 4th one. Let's see what the level is. I don't know if you can see it, but mine's closer to the lower mark. Keep in mind that the engine is already cold by this time, so the level is not very accurate right now. The level should be between the lowest and highest marks. Also, raising the car on ramps might be another factor here. When you place the vehicle on the level ground and warm up the engine, shut it off and measure the level within a minute after. That should give you the most accurate results. Let's torque the filler bolt to 33 pound-feet or 44 Newton-meters. Done! Remember, it's easier to add more fluid than to drain the excess, so try not overfilling it. In the event if after you put everything back and torque the bolts, the ATF level is below the lower mark on the dipstick, you can use the dipstick guide tube opening to add more fluid to adjust the level between the marks as required by the manufacturer. Do not leave the level below the lowest mark, as it may damage the transmission. Don't forget to reinstall the transmission cover and be sure to dispose of your used fluid responsibly. Just as with motor oil, I went to Canadian Tire and dropped the container to their auto workshop. Time to reset the maintenance minder. In order to do that, you need to switch the ignition to the 2nd position. When you see the maintenance message displayed, press Info button on the steering wheel to cancel it. Then press Select Reset button until you see the oil life indicator. Now press and hold the Select Reset button for about 10 seconds until a reset menu is displayed. Here you will be able to reset the oil life and maintenance code by pressing Select Reset button once. When reset, the oil life indicator should show 100%. That's it! If this was helpful, rate the video, leave your comments below and hit that subscribe and bell buttons for more videos just like this. Thank you for watching. Drive safe, use your turn signals, and remember, anything is possible with the right tools and motivation.